Hello and welcome to Gear Nation Podcast. My name is John Allen. Today we're going to be talking to Harvey Hutch with Hutchs Welding out of West Palm Beach. Sign the waiver and you're good to go.
Don't got to tell me twice, man. I love it.
Make sure to check them out and listen in. We got an exciting show for you. Harvey, how you doing today?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for getting on. First off, a little bit of your background. So what got you into specifically, it's Hutchs Welding. But I know you do more than that. So what got you into that?
Yeah, man. I mean, Hutchs Welding, and it is a lot more, but the core of it is, primarily welding based. It just kind of spirals out of control into car builds and things like that. But when I first started, I didn't really expect to do a lot of automotive stuff, even though automotive is my background. I don't want to say got burnt out, but, was trying different things, trying like furniture and, ornamental stuff and things like that. So really it was just kind of like me starting my own business and whatever welding came my way. And just where the life took me, man, was building hot rods essentially.
That's awesome. I know you got some pretty cool stuff. I've seen, on your website and on obviously social media, you have that awesome old Ford. What is that, a 66? Is that the truck?
So I personally have a 63,
okay.
which is my personal F100, which is twin turbo Coyote.
Wow.
And then I have one in the shop, which is a 64 for a customer. He basically saw my truck and was like, I want that same thing. He was in the process of building one. And he's like, I want that. I like all that you got. It runs, it drives. I went to Daytona with it a few times, to Bradenton a few times with it, just driving it around, Florida.
Yeah.
It's like, I want a driver. I want power. I'm like, all right. So brought him in the shop and we started getting to work.
Awesome. Well, I know, just looking at the pictures that I haven't gotten to see the car up close yet, but, what you do it's art. I mean, like, the lines are so smooth, the welding lines are so nice, and you do a lot. I saw, with titanium. So,
yeah.
Is that what you like to work with most, or do you have,
It's something new. I actually really do like titanium. I think it's easier than stainless. Honestly, it's a lot nicer to weld, in my opinion. Not that stainless isn't bad to weld at all, but titanium I just think is just welds a lot nicer. And the pie cut thing, I mean, it's kind of like an exclusive thing to me, I guess you can say. Is I needed something to I guess I needed that next level. So I just started dabbing into titanium, and guys are loving it because there's almost nobody that does it around here. So as soon as I started doing it, man, I'm like, I got like 3-4 titanium builds going on, like with full exhaust and intakes. And so I was like, all right, I'm all about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
so
man,
your shop in West Palm, how long have you been at that shop specifically?
I've been in this shop.
Oh, really?
I've been in this shop 2 years, and I've been in a little bit smaller shop for a year before that. So I started at like probably less than 1,000 square feet, maybe 700, with like a small office. Again, not trying to do automotive, just kind of dabbling in everything. And then when I moved to the big shop, just went all out, focused on automotive stuff.
So what's kind of like your goal? Obviously, social media is a big, part to play in everybody's business nowadays. Do you want to grow on social media? Do you want to create more content? What's your goal for your shop and for your company? What is your like kind of focus right now? Or is it your passion?
Yeah, it's good that you bring that up, because that is actually exactly what I want to be doing, is focusing on content and social media. Instagram's great. It's been working really well. I've been dabbling on YouTube as well, so I've been getting some stuff on there. Actually working with like a professional videographer and editing guy to start, making the videos. Because it's tough for me to work and try to, make videos and do all this stuff. Like, the ideas are there, but implementing them, man, it takes forever. So yeah, I just feel like I got a lot of cool projects. Guys are always asking me questions about them, like constantly, like on Instagram and hitting me up on Facebook and things like that. Just asking questions about like perfect example, the Coyote swap truck. Just how do I do a Coyote swap in an old truck like this? So I just figured just try to share the knowledge and help people out, just showcase the build and tell them where to get the products and what products I use and what I like, and welding as well. I mean, I figured everyone even asked me for welding advice, so I don't mind just sharing my knowledge with people. So that's kind of what I want to do. I mean, I'm already building some pretty badass stuff, so just keep doing that and just growing on, like you said, growing on the social media.
Yeah, and the whole resto mod fever has not gone away. And I think we're recording this now towards the middle or end, or who knows, with this whole coronavirus. If you're in the middle of a project, you got to figure out what's the next step. So
Right.
people are looking for that knowledge, and that they still have that passion to get that done. And some of them have nothing else to do because they're stuck at home. So
Yeah.
a lot of companies that we work with, they've really picked up in business during this whole thing, just because of that demand. People got their projects in their garage. They finally got a chance to be at home. They look around and they can start working on it and finish it up. So, I think that's the key too. Like you said, is just keep producing that content. What is your Instagram, Facebook? Where can they find more about what Hutchs Welding is doing?
Yeah, so it's basically it's just Hutch's Welding, HUTCH''S. There's no E in it. I get a lot of HUTCHES all the time. There's no E. It's Hutch's Welding, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as well. And the website as well, hutcheswelding.com. That's all one word, no E, no apostrophe, hutcheswelding.com. You can find links to the platforms on the site as well, or get in contact with me via email.
Awesome. So what's the next project for you? You got anything big that you're working on? I know you mentioned the trucks.
Well, these guys, I still got 3 projects in the shop I got to wrap up. I have a couple ideas, brewing. I just bought a 72 crew cab F250. That's going to be my that's going to be my daily. Like, that's going to become my everyday tow rig, street vehicle. I want to do a modern diesel swap in it. Probably like a Super Duty 6.7 or something. So that's kind of like, the next big thing. And then like a crazy project is I want to build a drift truck. I want to take an F100. I love these 60s F100s.
Yeah.
And I want to build, like, if I can go all out, full tube chassis, crazy engine, and build like a real drift truck. Kind of get back into the drifting scene, but something more like resto mod style.
Yeah. I still see that growing too. Like you said, the drifting scene's still growing. I think autocross and even rallycross is like picking up, especially around here in Florida. You hear murmurs and rumors about it constantly. So I think it'd be cool for one day to get one of those builds at like SEMA or PRI or something like that. Do you ever get?
It'd be awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Just showcase it.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that about like autocross and stuff like that growing. I wanted to bring that up earlier when we were talking about it. Is they just had this pro touring truck shootout in Bowling Green, I think last month maybe, and it's just all guys that have like resto modded their pickups, C10s, F100s, a couple Dodges. There was a Scout there even, and they're autocrossing it. I mean, you got these trucks that are low to the ground with big engines, high horsepower engines, like just cutting corners.
That's awesome,
man. So yeah, I like to go there next year. I got some products that would work too. I also I've been doing some products as well, some manufacturing. I have a manual brake conversion. So I think that'd be like a nice little like test to go out there and test it out. Make sure it stops, awesome. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Have you, what's the worst experience you've had, with a build? Have you had that one that just didn't come together the way you wanted it to?
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. I mean, I don't know if it's like a total loss horror story, but I have the van. So it's a 68 P10 step van. It was an old like bread truck from Idaho or whatever. That I actually have an engine from you guys from engines.com and Monster Transmission. I actually have like that whole powertrain from you guys. That's actually how I learned about you. My customer told me about it. He's like, yeah, I found this, engine combo on this website. I'm going to get it. I'm like, okay, sounds pretty legit. And, so we have that going in. But unfortunately, it's just been like peeling away layers and finding like just terrible work behind terrible work that people have been hitting. Yeah. So unfortunately, really the horror story is on the customer. They get a project, they take it somewhere, they charge, they charge them for nothing, and they do really shoddy work, and then they try to mask it. And that's the worst part, because I'm over here trying to build something, genuine and unique, and I got to peel back layers, and it's just crappy work on crappy work. And we basically started like from scratch on this thing. Like, it came to me maybe 50% together, but by the time I had to take everything, I basically started over. Stripped it all down back to bare and built it from the ground up. So that's kind of like the horror story. And like I said, right now I'm in the middle of it. There's tons of sheet metal work left. There's tons of, structure and framing that they did that was tacked on. I mean, it's just crappy work.
Yeah.
So if I can suggest anything that, like to guys that see like halfway done projects, stay away from them. Start fresh. Get like the cleanest shell you can get. Don't buy someone else's crap, because you really don't know what you're gonna end up spending twice as much, if not more, like redoing stuff.
It's like 90% Bondo.
It was like an inch of Bondo behind some stuff. And when you went back there, it was just like a couple tack welds. I'm like, I can't work with this. So strip it all down, cut that piece out. Like, they charged you for this, but it's worthless.
Again, thank you for joining us at Gear Nation Podcast. Harvey Hutch, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, man. It's been a blast.
Make sure to check out Harvey Hutch at hutchswelding.com. And, of course, check us out at Gear Nation Podcast.